Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, good morning, wherever this finds you. How's everybody doing? Hey, Amory, welcome to the room. Alexander, Timo, what's going on? How are you guys doing? Good to have you with us. Welcome to the folks joining us on YouTube. Do you sleep? No, I'm old now, man. I'm like one of those old people who don't sleep much. Welcome to the folks on YouTube. Hey, AO, Zeth, what's going on? Well, this price action's kind of put us to sleep. Oh boy, I am happy it's Friday. Hey George, how you doing? Hey Colin, how are you? Good to see you all. Hey Ronan, how are you doing? I'm good, I'm good. Looks like it's going to be another tight day where overnight inventory is actually, believe it or not, short. The bulk of the trading is underneath the close of the previous day. So that's why price is kind of holding around the close. On the open, we'll see if we can take out the overnight high and the previous day high. I'd like to see us come down to this 65.74 area where where we fill both sets of single prints. Now we filled those single prints in the overnight, but we're opening above them, so they're still valid. There's still two valid short positions. Now the theory behind that is single prints are short positions, but you can see we've traded through them. But all that means is that the covering traders were able to get the cheap stuff at night, you know, and there's nothing left for when the store opens at 9:30. There's nothing left for cheap supply down here. So that's the way you can view that. I'd like to see us go back down there and see if we can get it on sale down into this 77 and into this 74 area. So yesterday we had another ridiculous short squeeze. Remember, folks, that if you are positioned short going into the weekend, there's really nothing here to sell into, right? We've already kind of cleaned up the overnight. If we get taken out of yesterday's high, for the love of God, be careful. Position short. Okay. Shorting the backfill, nothing wrong with that. Hit and run shorts, don't worry about it. good. You're good to go. Position shorting before this contract rollover seems to be like you're literally, trying to grab an alligator by the tail. Not the smartest thing to do. I'm running the new contract, just looking at the new contract, and it's, the new contract is only traded, oh gosh, very, very little volume. It's traded 40,000 contracts. The current one is 140. We'll roll that next week, but you can see there's the old one. Whoops, sorry, wrong one. So there's the old one, and this is the new one. Okay, so this is the old one here, trading 65.91. The new one's already trading at 66.46. So just something to be aware of. These markets really are not structured to ever go down for more than a couple of days. Right? I know it sounds weird, but it's true. You know, these markets are not structured for to go lower. Quite simply, they're not built that way, right? Uh, it's just not the way of the world anymore. Everyone's got to have capital appreciation because everybody makes fees, right? Everybody makes fees, so nobody nobody wants to make less, right? Who wants to make less every month, right? Want to make more. Hey, Espil, how you doing? Let's go see what we can do this morning. Maybe we can scratch out some dough. So there, with taking out those upper stops. Tagging the close. The next upper stops are at 93 and 3/4, 94 and 3/4, 95, and then the overnight high is up here at 96/4. Yesterday's high is bang on 6,600. So I've got some balance zones I cooked up this morning, and we're back in that 65.90 to 93 half balance. Double it up to 6,600. Well, what a coincidence, eh? So I did not intend that when I did the zones. Now we're above VWAP. We were underneath VWAP for a good amount of time, right? Collected all of this, you know, cheap product, right? So you could think of it like VWAP is wholesale, right? So VWAP is where the wholesalers grab their product, and now they're going to go retail it out above VWAP, right? And they're going to sell it to anybody who's short down here, who's chasing price higher, and they're also going to sell it to FOMO longs, right? And if enough people shorted it down here, I'd say, really, if enough people have shorted it under 65.84, we'll have a nice move up off the open. It's kind of sad, but that's the way it happens in this market. The more people short it, the higher we go. Yeah, and there's a mechanical structural reason for that, and that's because short sellers, those are open positions, right? Until you cover a short position, it's an open position. So if you're short, guess what? You're a future buyer. You are a future buyer, my friend. Have I heard of phase implementation trading? No, that sounds like something from. Remember Terminator? When Arnold goes into the store and he's trying to buy these guns, and he goes phase conjugate tracking. I don't know what that is, man. What is that? Some new kind of Terminator trading thing? Is that when you pull out your phaser and shoot the bids? I don't know. Never heard of that. It's always something new. Never heard of it. It involves multiple time frames. Oh, that makes it really simple, doesn't it? Sorry. Set phasers to liquidate multiple time frames? Sure. Why not? And how much does it cost? I'm sure there's a software or a book. Yeah, not to discount it or anything, but can you make money doing it? Just curious. You couldn't take it? Yeah. Phase conjugate tracking mirror. That was real genius. Thank you, Rich from Naples. Oh, that was a great movie. Beautiful. I knew I had a movie reference in me somewhere. The phase conjugate tracking mirror. One of Val Kilmer's better movies, I must say. I love that movie. Especially at the end with the popcorn. uh, that's right. Plasma rifle with the 50-watt range. Oh, good grief. I'm really ready for the weekend, eh? Boy, I'm telling you. Exactly, the guy who won the sweepstakes. Oh, my goodness. Well, we're sort of just creeping higher here, ladies and gentlemen. And we're going to open in range. And right smack in the middle of yesterday's cost basis. I imagine it's going to be a little choppy when we open up. I hope we get some liquidation. That would be nice. But I'm starting to run out of hope with the liquidation thing. Until maybe after the new contract settles in. I know that here's something that's going to really upset you guys. I bet you trading is going to be like this until Wednesday, which nobody really wants to hear. Until the Fed, I'm kind of worried that the next 3 days after the weekend are going to be kind of sucky for price action. I mean, what that means for us is just to trade less. Globex. Globex is tradable. You could have built a little position and, sold into it a little bit. But you had to be around. You had to kind of sit inside a position for a little while. Next week, Friday, will be a good liquidation? Good. I'm ready for it. See if we can get some better price action. Well, see, Dan, it all depends on the order flow, right? So if overnight inventory gets too short, you get that little move up. If overnight inventory gets too long, you get a move down, right? And that's how normal business happens. Now, when these markets get way out of whack on the short side, right? Yeah, 76 was, yeah, if you could have built a 76 position, realistically, anywhere from 81 to 84 would have been a nice little position, right? 76 was, well, that was the low. And I'm never one to say I can build a position right at the low of the market. I wish. Then I woke up and ate my pillow, right? That's a fantasy thing, right? Ugh. We would welcome some liquidation on Friday of next week. What's up, Christian? How you doing? Yeah, it's. I'm sure people who are trading equities are just laughing. There's probably something popping up, moving around in the equity world today. Microsoft looks like, if Microsoft can stay, this is a weekly. Look at me talking about Microsoft like it's 1986. 511.70. That's where your seller is in Microsoft. It's doing a very choppy look below and fail of 504.50. Tesla's creeping up. Palantir. Nice cleanup on Palantir, eh? Dropped it down, went sideways right back to cost basis, and then right back up again. Nice work on that stock. We're running that thing like proper villains. Okay, so what's going on with ES? We got a seller at, what, 92 and a half, 93. They're selling right before my 93 and a half level. Gosh. Thoughts about trading on a Friday? I think it's okay. Perfectly good, fine to trade on a Friday. You just want to really, really stick to that A plus setup, right? So you really want to stick to your business plan on Fridays. You were long from the single print at 65.80, targeting the stocks near VWAP. What do I think about that trade? I think that's a beautiful trade. That's like rockstar trade location. And where did you get out at VWAP? Under 88? 8 points? Beautiful. Makes total sense. You know that like an 8 point trade, like if you did an 8 point trade on 3 to 5 minis, you could kind of chill out and be done for the day, you know? Go to the beach. Beautiful. Right? Because your risk wasn't that crazy. Buying that 80s in the single prints, you know that there's going to be some buying in here, right? And you could have probably structured it if you were buying the 80s. You put your stop usually these 1 minute candles. You could have gone down here and put your stops in here. You know, that's nice. That's really nice. Way to stay in it too. Because it took a while, eh? It didn't. Way to stay into the thing too, because you would have had to take that trade, hours ago. It'd be at least, sitting in that thing for 2, 3 hours. That is to be commended. Well done. Beautiful. Okay. What are we going to do off the open, folks? First stop, 65.89 and 3/4. Be just right here. If we can't come down and take that out, it's going to do this and rotate up. Just be aware of that. Six minutes left. I'm going to put this out there. I know it's early, but how can you tell I'm ready for the weekend? Yeah, definitely, Jim. If Ray and Steve aren't around, I don't mind doing one. I'll do a happy hour today. We haven't had one for a couple of weeks. Little distribution going on here, folks, before the market opens. Okay. That's that product from under VWAP. There was a nice distribution here. Little look below and fail there. VWAP brought in some buying. A little bit more distribution. Don't be surprised if it's really, really, really choppy off the open. I think, right? Don't get all tilted if it's slow off the open. It might be a slow open. Okay. We might have to let this thing. What do they say? We might have to let them caramelize the onions a little bit here. Okay. See what happens. We're opening right around the point of control from yesterday. Oh my goodness. Hey, Patty. What's going on? You still enjoying that new Tesla? Oh, liquidation. Cool. Right? Constant seller at 93. So now, folks, this is not an A plus setup, but if you're a quick trader and you notice things like, look, they were offered here, and then they move the offer down, and then they move the offer down, you can kind of short with that, right? You're looking for your next luxury item? May I suggest a boat? And of course, you invite us all on it. I'm trying to get somebody to buy a boat. There's some news at 10? Okay, thanks, Rasto. Just I'm encouraging everybody I know to buy a boat. That's the best way to get into boating, is to have a friend with a boat. Right. I'll do a little. I did a 91 and a half short. I'll put a 90 and a quarter bid in and see if I get hit. If I don't get hit at 90 and a quarter, I'll move the bid up. And I might have to take the offer because, yeah, I had to take the offer. Yeah, I should have had my buy orders in earlier. I was just testing it just to see if I could. I should have been short there with my stop here. That's one of the ways you can trade when it's kind of slow. If you identify a seller, you could sell alongside that seller and put your stop where the seller, if the seller goes away, then you're in trouble, right? Hey, Mike, what's going on? You'd have to be big enough to sail to London. I told you guys when they impounded all those Russian oligarch yachts at Canary Wharf, I was like walking around Canary Wharf every day. I'd do the London session, I'd go to Canary Wharf and see if I could get invited on one of those things. That didn't work, but I gave it the old college try. Oh, that's good, Josh. Man, there were some nice tubs down there. You know who's got a nice boat? Is the owner of the Dallas Cowboys. Did you see that thing when it was in London, Raj? It was beautiful. Been a red-green week. Yeah, take it slow, my friend. Take it slow. There's no rush. Off we go. Here we go. Let's see what kind of bids we get when we go tickle VWAP. Bids at VWAP, I think. Let's see. Can we hold VWAP and get above 90? Wait for the next candle. There's a seller at the open. If we can creep over 90, I think we'll get up to like 91, 92. So if you buy some 89 quarter product and you're selling into the 90, 91s, that's not bad. I got one left. And I'm not actually trading from the edges. I usually don't do that, but I saw a strong bid here. So I bought 89 quarter half and just flipped it out really quickly. Don't trade that if you're slow. I just did that with micros to see whether or not my brain is working. I haven't traded Globex at all. Yeah, that's where Steve has it worked out. He hangs out with those Palm Beach hedge fund guys. He gets invited on all the nice boats, like the ones with helicopters and stuff. Okay, above 90 and a quarter. Let's see, can we stay above 90 and a quarter? Choppy is, isn't it? Tight range off the open, too. Mind you, it's only been 3 minutes. Here we go. Above 90 targets yesterday's close at 91 and 3/4. Good grief, this thing is like it had one too many martinis and it's trying to get up the stairs. Good Lord. Did anybody go into work today? Is it a holiday somewhere? I know it's contract rollover, but dear, 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 oh dear. Oh, okay. What is the exact name of the bid-ask line in studies? It is current bid-ask lines. All right. Yeah, I thought it was under just bid-ask, but it's current. Wow. Did we even open up the market this morning? Did any? It's like the algos slept in. All right, let's go take out the close and try and get up to like 93, 94. Come on. Nope. This market reminds me of those Instagram things where the people, they're walking their dog and the dog just lies down on the pavement and doesn't want to move. That's what this market is like today. Good stuff. Thanks, Steve. What is the news at 10 a.m.? Consumer sentiment. Okay, well, hopefully you guys feel like spending money. No, I am on CQG. I have the Denali data feed, which I use for equities. Something weird happened last month where they stuck me on 15-minute delayed for stocks. I got to fix that for the next month. I just use CQG. I've been using CQG since 2012. I don't have any problems with it. I find it quite reliable in most instances. Geez, we just had a wall of selling at 90, eh? Couldn't get past the goalie at 90. Now let's see if we can get down to 84 and a quarter. No, I am not using Teton routing. How do you like it? I just use CQG and it seems to be fine. How much cheaper could it be? I think we pay 80 cents round trip on a micro and a couple of bucks on a mini. Is it really that much cheaper? Ah, okay. Oh, thanks, Aaron. I'll give it a look. You know, it's funny. You guys have the commission thing down. You got it down cold, right? When I was when I was on the desk, my ticket charge was 25 bucks, and my commissions were 3 to 5% of the dollar value of the trade. Now people are paying what, under $1 round trip on a trade. It's like blasphemy. Okay, come on, let's get down. If we can't get up, let's go down. Let's do something. Come on, market. There we go. Let's see if we can go tickle that 84 quarter. I want to see if we can get into these single prints. I want to see where the real bid is. See, Steve is at the boat show. See, there's, right? They told you he hangs out with all those guys who have boats with the helicopters. Oh, come on. Let's see. Come on. Let's get an active seller at VWAP. Push this thing down. It's climbing over VWAP now. Oh. I had an 87 and three quarter bid in. It traded there like 3 times, and I did not get a fill. So that's telling me something. Let's see if it holds VWAP again. And there's a seller right here at 89 and change. Yeah, it's not really even worth taking a trade. Gosh. I did say it was going to be choppy. You guys are quiet. Mm. Yeah, it's just telling me that I was getting front run. The thing is, there's no follow through tilt. That's what I don't like. Sure, I couldn't get any at 87 and a quarter, but do I want to pay 88 if we have a seller at 89? You know, kind of puts a damper on things. So you got to get really good trade location in these choppy in a tight choppy market. Trade location is really important. Sometimes it's best that maybe I should actually take my own advice and not touch anything. You know what I mean? Yeah, location, location, location. What in the markets you that the markets would be choppy? What told me that they would be choppy? Well, it's Friday. We're at all-time highs, Joe. Inside day, inside value, low volume, contract rollover, pre-Fed. I could go on. Nobody really wants to work. Nobody wants to buy all-time highs. You know, like take a look, Joe, at the look at the TPO chart and kind of zoom out a bit. This market's got really like if I was a size trader, right? I really wouldn't really want to be trying to put a position together at all-time highs. So what you have, who you have coming into the market today, you have short sellers trying to cover, right? That's smart money shorts trying to cover. Number two, you have FOMO longs, right? So those are your customers today. You're not going to get a huge move up unless somebody gets really trapped, right? If we could spend enough time going sideways and trap some people short, then we can move it higher. What I really want to do is I want to come down to this 80, 79 quarter 81 area and see what's lurking here. But right now, it's so slow, we can't even move it out of this 85, 92 range. If you've made money this week, Rosemark, don't give it back to this chop. That'd be very disappointing. Now, remember, the market just opened. We've only been open 15 minutes, so there could be some good trades around the corner, right? So maybe go grab a coffee, right? And don't lose, like, say you made 5 grand this week. Say you made $1,000 this week. Don't give back any more than, say, 100, right? Give back less than 10% of what you've made. That's how you make money, and that's how you keep your money, right? Fridays are defense, right? Play defense on Friday. Don't be offensive on Friday. Especially with this kind of business, right? Business is slow, right? You familiar with the song Rockstar, Cypress Hill? Anybody familiar with Cypress Hill? That applies to trading and it applies to finance in a big way, right? Save your money because there's going to be a flip side. There's always going to be a flip side to this business. Save your money, man. This is a real pickpocket market. Yeah, I'm trying to use a bit of a newer reference, Jam. The young kids really don't know who Kenny Rogers is. You know, the whole Kenny Rogers, Dolly Parton thing, they don't know who those people are. Cypress Hill is a little bit more current. Not much, but it's a bit more current. Is Tesla ripping? That stock is a well traded stock. I got to give it to those guys. Oh, nice. Yeah, it's above cost basis now. It should tear. It should go. Dolly is a saint. Is Dolly Parton still alive? I don't know. Oh, man. Good Lord, this is slow. Holy cow. Wow. This is like the trading day before the 4th of July or something. Well, check out Rock Superstar, Cypress Hill. Great piece of music. Yeah, that's why you went for a ride. Boy, I tell you. Okay, we're creeping up to the open. Can we get past the open? Whew. If you guys have questions, please feel free to ask. But don't be like the guy on the morning session that was asking, what is the drug of choice for traders? I'm like, who is this guy? Like, uh, it's really slow, Jam. You just can't get this thing any lower. That's what the guy was talking about. I'm like, yeah, that's above my pay grade. You heard that on the replay. I'm like, what do you? Do I ever trade options? No, I don't. I only trade the ES. So that means on days like this, I trade very, very little. And for that, I'm very grateful. The less trading I do, the better. The more profitable I am, the calmer I am. Oh my goodness. If B period is an inside bar, this is going to be brutal. And we still have 10 minutes left in this half hour period. My goodness. That's brutal. Totally, right, Aaron? The less you force it. Yeah, no kidding, eh, Doc? It's definitely Globex price action. I can't see building a short position right here, so you would have to kind of go long. Your risk would be under 87. Say you're buying 87 to 90, and maybe we can pop it up and get it over 90 and sell it in 91, 92 kind of thing, you know? Yeah, every time I try and force it, and it's really funny. The same thing in deals too. When you're doing deals and you're trying to force people to do stuff, it never works. You got to really just let things happen naturally. You can push people, but now we are stuck in the middle of the opening range. It's like the clock is actually slowing down. Oh my goodness. Anybody doing anything exciting this weekend? Good Lord. That's Doc. That's a question for Doc. I don't trade initial balance breakouts. Some people are good at it. I haven't had much experience with it. What if you negotiate the price for your work? Feel like you have to know the price you are worth when people want to pay you less. Definitely, Aaron. Definitely. I would agree. Exactly. And I agree with you, Rosemark. That's why I hate all-time highs. And it's not because, I'm short biased. I just want better price action. The more all-time highs you get and the more people you get short, uh, you really, the price action just grinds to a halt. Two-sided markets are the best to trade. How do you spot building a short position? No, it's if you build a short position, Amory, say you have a short view and you're building a short position between 88 and 90, right? If you were building a short position here, for example, you'd use the top of those candles as your warning signs, and then you'd place your out somewhere along here, depending on how much money you want to allocate to that business transaction. But right now, I'm not seeing any reason to go short because this thing is above VWAP and it's bid. It is bid, my friends. It's choppy, but it's bid. There we go. So say you were building that long between 88 and 90. Start putting them out, right? Don't wait for an invitation to sell. See, if you're a position trader, you'll build a long or a short position depending on what the market's telling you, right? 62 cents. Is that all in? Wow. That is cheap. I have an Iron Beam account. Oh, cool. Man, that's cheap. That's almost free. There we go. So, Amiri, if you had built a position, say you'd bought 10 or 15 contracts between 88 and 90, blast them out here. You know? Oh, that does appeal to my cheapness. Now we're taking those upper stops. One left before the overnight high. The wholesalers are selling into this here. This is a backfill. Let's see. If it can't get back above 93 and a half, it's going to rotate back down to about 91, like right now. Let's see where they find the bid. This is why you want to sell into strength when it's choppy, right? Build that little position, right? So if you were long 10 contracts, say at 89, you get rid of them at 91 to 92, take a couple of points on 10, boom, you're done. Anybody have the breath? Just curious. I don't think Jeff's around today. What do I think about the 30-second opening range? I don't know anything about it. So I can't really say because I've never really thought about it or tested it or worked on it. So I can't really comment on it in a responsible manner. HB is half back. Okay, next half hour period open. I think that's what he meant. We're basically just walking in place until more customers come into the store. Back to ultra chop again. volume is very low. Whew. So what do you guys think? After I'm done the YouTube with you guys, is it going to spike up or down? Hey, G-Man. G-Man Dom Scalping. Welcome to the room. Okay. If B period's an inside bar, I'll laugh my ass off. Sorry. Jeez, guys. Maybe we get some liquidation near the end of the day after they're done selling all their paper up here. Any tips for getting fair prices? It depends on what service you offer, Aaron. Excuse me. I was drinking some water. It went down the wrong way. Uh, Depends on what kind of service you offer. If you operate a service where you don't have that much competition, you can get away with charging more. Good grief, guys. This is brutal. Thanks, Kevin. Look how slow the time in sales is moving. It's almost stop and start. Wow. Brutal. You should be thinking coffee time, Jam. This is completely untradeable. And that's the other thing too, you know. Uh, really, guys, you gotta exactly right. When it's like this, you just there's no reason to be just going in and out and in and out. At this rate, it would be a miracle to get a range before the high, between the high and the low. Exactly. One thing you could consider is if we break over the overnight high, if we clear 97, you go 97 to 6600, and if we clear 6600, you could just go long, put your stop at 6600, and see where it takes you. You know, use these levels. Here we go. At least B's not an inside bar, right? Took that stop, and of course they sold right into it. Hey, if you made good money, business contact, that's a beautiful thing. Take it and go enjoy your weekend, my friend. That's what the goal of this business is, right? Give you financial freedom. There's not that many people around in the store to chase, Dave. That's the only problem. Boy. Yeah, there will be no price action lab today, guys. We'll do a happy hour. Ray's gonna do one. Uh, 7 p.m. UK time. 2 p.m. Sorry, 2 p.m. Eastern time, Dave. I'm glad you're doing well, business contact. Love to see people making money in this crazy, whacked out business. That's a beautiful thing. Love to see it. Too late for you, yeah. Oof. Back down under 93. Let's see if we could, since we can't take out that overnight high, let's go down, see if we can get underneath 85. Right? If you are shorting, your stop's 96, right? Pretty simple. Yeah, there you go, Encom. Yeah, volume in the new contract is starting to build, right? Excuse me. Yeah, 135K now. Nice. Splitting that volume between the two contracts. That little short, I shorted 92. Not the best trade location, but I'll take the trade. I'll take it. I'll cover at 89 and a half. That'll pay the phone bill. That was just on three little contracts. Three minis. Sorry. Looking for 88 now? No, the new contract started. I don't know when it started, but what'll happen is the volume in the new one will catch up to the old one and surpass it next week. That's why it's a little slow too, because we're splitting the business between two different contracts. We got down to 88. Now, if we can get underneath VWAP, well, golly, guys. Jeez. I'm ready to start the weekend. I think it'll be a good fall for trading. They've taken it up so high. Just need to smash it down now. Get some good order flow. 89 quarter. That's where we are right now. Thank you. Oh, folks, let's see. Man, can't even get down underneath 85, can we? Gee whiz. Well, let's hope for some better price action next week. I'm sure after the Fed it'll be better. Good time to take a couple of days off, eh? Next year, let's remember. After Labor Day and the contract rollover, maybe take a week off. You know, go to Spain, something like that. I could deal with that. Yeah. See you, Christian. Have a good weekend, my friend. And folks, what do you think? Should we shut it down a little early? What do you guys want? Definitely, Nano. Things could be worse. What do you guys think? You want to shut her down a little bit early and start the weekend? I'm running out of material. But before we do leave, we would like you to please come join us at the Trading Syndicate. Give us a chance to try and help you in your trading journey. Please have a wonderful and safe weekend. And please trade safe out there. Yeah, I think it's the consensus here is everybody wants to get out of school early. Should have shut it down in July. You know, if it's going to be like this, they're just going to open the market and go, okay, ES is at 65.95. That's the price for today. See you all tomorrow. You know, have a great weekend, everyone. Thanks for being with me this week. Really appreciate you guys. Have a wonderful weekend. If you need any help, I'm around all weekend. I'll be doing the rollover. Get the levels all set. And don't take candy from strange market makers, ladies and gentlemen. Be safe out there. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful and safe weekend. Bye for now.